Let's talk about value. Value is the range of a lightness or darkness of a color. If you're looking at an actual object, value is created by a light source that shines on an object, creating highlights and shadows. And it's a scale that goes from light to dark. So what does all that mean? Let's look at some examples. These are is a value scale. It goes from light all the way to dark. So you have all these different colors. If I was to use the color red, here's red going all the way to dark, and here's red that goes all the way to light. These are all values of red. So it's an element of art that refers to the lightness or darkness of a color. If I was to look at a sphere, you can see that I have light areas and dark areas. I even have a shadow. This is all different values that help to make it look three-dimensional. And when we talk about shadows, you need a light source. It could be a flashlight, it could be the sun, it could be a light bulb, and that helps to make shadows, which are different values of the color. So here's a couple more shadows for you. So you can see the light source is probably somewhere all the way at the top of my paper. So value is a scale that goes from light to dark. So on your paper with a crayon, I want to see by pressing harder and softer, not by mixing colors, can you make that crayon go from really light to really dark? Now there's also something called monochromatic. Monochromatic is a whole artwork where you use one color. The word mono means one and chrome means color. So this means one color, monochromatic. And if you want to practice making your own shades and tints, a shade is when you add black to a color. So it's any color plus black, and that makes your shade. Or a tint, that's when you take a color and it's the lightness of that color. So if you take a color and you mix white, you get a tint. And those are different ways that you can make value using color. So if I look back at this picture over here with my red, you have red and you add black to get all these different shades, and you add white and you get all these different values. Now what I want you to try to do is I want you, for your assessment, to invent your own color and label the tints and shades of it. So you're going to make any color you want by mixing colors together. But then I want you to make a tint of it and add white to it here. And I want you to make a shade of that same color here. And make sure you come up with a name for it and be creative. Don't just call it orange. That's not very fun. But maybe like sunset for orange. And have fun with it. And then at the bottom, I want you to practice making a value scale. So I want you to take all these boxes and I want you to cut them apart, and I want you to glue them back here so they go from light to dark. And that is a little bit about value, and I hope you have fun incorporating it into your artwork.